Good morning, grade 7. Okay, guys, today we are on page 222 and 223, and you are going to complete activity 17.2, but only number 1. And activity 17.3, you're going to complete all of it. Okay, we are talking about translations today. So, translating means to slide or repeat the same shape. We are sliding it. Okay, translations can be done horizontally or vertically. Horizontally, it's a line like this. If you think of the horizon, if you look at the horizon, vertically upwards. Okay, so consider this pattern. It has one picture that has been repeated. The shape and size of the shape is not changed. So if you look at this pelican, if I had to slide this pelican over, I would, let's say I'm going to translate this pelican 5 units to the right. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the new position of the pelican. Now, I didn't rotate this pelican. I kept him upright, the way he started. If I did this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that's not translation. Okay, translation is only when you move in a horizontal way or when you move vertically up and down. Okay, now if you look at this, here they say, has this shape been translated? Give a reason for your answer. Well, yes, we just moved the arrow 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right. So we translated the arrow 3 units to the right. Okay, activity 17.2, translations, they say. Are all of these shapes translations? What do you think? Yes, it is. We only moved this beetle 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right. Okay, let's look at this triangle. Is this a translation? No, it's not, because here we rotated the triangle. Okay, this is not a translation. This is also not a translation, because this fish, we rotated it by 180 degrees. I'll explain this to you later. The houses, yes, we translated the houses 4 spaces to the right. Okay, so you just answer number 1A to D for me, and then we're going to move on to rotation. Okay, now, over here, they say rotations. Rotate means to turn. We rotate a shape around a point of rotation. So if we take that point and we say that that point is stuck, I can rotate that triangle in a 90 degrees to the right. If from here to there, I rotated that shape 90 degrees. Okay, let me show you something. Let me remove this book quickly. Okay, now over here, I've got my graph paper. Here I've got my protractor. I'm going to do this. Okay, now, if I rotated a shape, from here I've got 0, 0 degrees, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There you have your 90-degree angle. Okay, so if I moved my shape from here, 90 degrees, I would have moved it there. That's a 90-degree rotation. If I moved it 180 degrees, I would move it up and around into that position, and that would be 180 degrees. Okay, so 90 degrees, 180 degrees, here I have 270 degrees and back to 360. So if I started over here in this position and I rotated this flag 360 degrees, that would be 90, 180. I always have a fixed point, so this is my fixed point in the middle, that's why I keep my hand on it. 270. And back into the original position. That's 360 degrees. Now, the other thing that you need to know about rotation, you need to know whether you are rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise. So if you look at this long arm of the clock, of my watch, if I move it clockwise, it means I am moving that arm in the same direction that a clock would move. So that's clockwise. This one is anti-clockwise. This is an anti-clockwise movement. Okay, so if I tell you, rotate the long arm of this watch of mine by 90 degrees. I have to rotate it from there to there. If it's clockwise, I'm going to rotate it from that position to that position. Now, that is 15 minutes. If you look on my clock, from 12 o'clock, or from, it's at the moment, it's on 4 o'clock, but I'm moving it from the 12 to the 3, so that gives me 15 minutes. That's a 90-degree angle clockwise. If I say rotate the long arm, the minute arm of my watch, rotate it 180 degrees clockwise. I'm going to move it through 90 degrees, because that will be 90 degrees plus 90. So here I go. 90, 180 degrees clockwise. If I say clockwise again, 90 degrees, I go another 15 minutes. Now, if I say 270 degrees anti-clockwise, 270 degrees, that's 90 plus 90, which gives me 180, plus 90 gives me 270. So I'm going to move, anti-clockwise. 90, 180, 270. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, if I take this arrow and I say to you, rotate the arrow, that's the position of my arrow, rotate the arrow 270 degrees anti-clockwise. 270 degrees, that's 90 plus 90 plus 90. Okay, so I've got to move it 1, 2, 3 times. So I've got a set point. There I've got my set point in the middle. That's 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. So that's the new position of my angle. Remember, the set point is very important. That point, that fixed point, you cannot move it. Okay, now let's go back to the book. So here they say, what is the rotation angle? So they moved this square. Do you see that point that they have there, that one over there? That's not the fixed point. I don't know why they did that. The fixed point is actually the fixed point is actually over here. Because if you rotated this one up, it would end up in that position, clockwise. But they say, what is the rotation angle? The rotation angle is 90 degrees. You can see it over there. Okay, it's a 90-degree rotation angle. Now they say over here, rotate the shape 270 degrees clockwise about point P. So that means that this point P is the fixed point. So you're going to have to imagine that you hold onto that bottom of the heart and that you rotate it clockwise, so it's in this direction, 270 degrees. So if I rotated this heart, my first position of the heart would be 90 degrees, would be here. That's 90 degrees. My next one would look like a bow tie, would be at the bottom. That would be round to 180 degrees. And my final move would be to rotate it back in this position, and that will be 270 degrees. So that's what it's going to look like. Okay, now, so you've got to do activity 17.3, rotations, and remember now that in number 1A, that's going to be my fixed point. So how did I move the shape into that position? Well, you've got to think about this. 1, 2, and 3. 90 plus 90 plus 90, 270 degrees. This one, the T, it's lying in this position like this. And if I move it around, it's going to end up in that position. That's going to be 90 degrees. That's my fixed point over there. That's going to be my fixed point. So it's going to be 90 degrees clockwise. This one, okay, this pattern, they show you it starts from here into that position. So at the moment it was there. That would be 90 degrees. That bow tie look would be 180 degrees. And that would be 270 degrees. Okay, now they say, use a piece of squared paper. So if you don't have a piece of squared paper, you need to cut out 3 little shapes here and draw them again for me. Otherwise, you've got to go and draw these lines, the grid for me, and draw in that pattern, and you've got to go and rotate that shape. Copy these shapes and rotate them 90 degrees. So at the moment, it looks like this. The flag looks like this. And if you rotate it 90 degrees, they didn't tell you clockwise or anti-clockwise, so you can do whatever you want to do. But that's 90 degrees. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. Now here you've got a triangle. Remember, this is the fixed point. So if I'm going to move this triangle 90 degrees, it means that this line will move down. It will be there. This line will also move 90 degrees. So at the moment, this line will move up. It will be there. So my triangle will lie here. That's the fixed point. So that line will move down. So you've got to go and think about this. Okay. And that one. Last one. How many degrees does the minute hand of a clock rotate in 15 minutes? So take your watch. 15 minutes. Work it out. How many degrees? There's my long arm. So it's from there to there. How many degrees is that? From there to there. Yes? Answer? 90 degrees. Okay. 45 minutes. So you've got to think. From there, 15, 30, 45, and 60. So what happens? 15 plus 15 plus 15. That gives you 45 minutes. How many degrees? Remember now, 90, 180, 270. That's how you need to count it. Okay, guys, do the homework. I'll send you the memo tomorrow morning before I send you the last video for the week, and then I will see you on Monday. Okay, keep well. Speak to you again. Bye.